Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, what a crazy game that was. If you're a Liberty fan, my condolences. And if you're a Lynx fan, you got to be over the moon because that game was insane. That game was insane. The first quarter, Liberty come out and they're throwing haymakers. They're just brutalizing the Lynx. 32-19 in the first quarter. At home, everybody's firing on all cylinders. JJ looks unstoppable. Stewie's popping off. Sabrina's making runs. Sloot looked inspired this game, and huge props to her because I know she's battled through a lot, but what a performance from her. She looked revitalized and not kind of this reduced role, stepping aside for Fibic, who, by the way, the Liberty clearly gave the green light to, because Fibic, even in some struggle busts, I think I watched her miss like 4 threes in a row, came out the next quarter, sunk 3 more. Overall, the key to this is the Lynx just hung with them in the beginning of the game. It was all about McBride, and McBride was playing hard. She was playing hard tonight. She was scored as much as she could. She had 22 points on the night and was sacrificing the body, just hitting threes. When things looked lost for the Lynx, she was still making shots. Alana Smith, as always, doing all the little things, including 2 really hard screens onto Fibic. Maybe that kind of took her out of the game because twice she got blindsided. It was like, welcome to the WNBA moments, but you don't expect them to happen in the game win of the finals. And I can't talk enough about the one and only Courtney Williams, because Courtney Williams was possessed in this game and the player that I want with the ball is the player that when the game is this close, you want the player that's jumping up and down and has the energy and is confident. You want the hot hand, and confidence in those moments breeds success. And sure enough, the end of this game was actually absolutely insane because the Liberty started hot and the Lynx started to claw back a little bit, and they got close near the end of the half or closer. They got within 8, and they went on like a 6-0 run at the beginning of the third quarter, but then Liberty pushed them back away, had a big offensive quarter again, expanded that lead. They had leads up to 18, 19 points in this game. But the Lynx just didn't go away. They just didn't go away. And the Liberty kept running into the same issue, was the ball would get sticky. They wouldn't have enough ball movement, and they would kind of do these. They weren't thinking ahead. There weren't passes that were like, okay, as the pass is coming in, I know my player's open, I'm going to send it to that player, or I'm getting this pass, I know that Stewie or Jonquel is posted up, I need to feed as fast as possible instead of hold it and then let them kind of, collapse and readjust and help. And there was moments where like it clicked and clearly there was like a conversation, but there were so many moments in this game where the ball would just die and it would just become Liberty players making the toughest shot possible while the referees are calling no fouls because it's playoff basketball, which is just I'm over it. Like, we'll get into it at the end of the game. There was 2 big calls, which I'll get into. That clearly, if there was better rules or a easier ability to challenge, would have been remedied and drastically changed the outcome of the game. So let's just talk about the end of this game because it was freaking wild. So we get down to crunch time. Score's really close. We're talking a possession, and there's a moment where Nafisa Collier and Jonquel Jones' arms get tangled up. They get tangled up. Someone should be called for a foul here, probably, because someone's arm's hooked, whatever. Jonquel still gets the ball fed. Fee has her arm hooked, like facing away. Somehow still turns with a free arm and blocks Jonquel Jones. Insane play. The Lynx get the ball, and they take it down the court, and they like miss the first shot, and Alana Smith gets it, and she throws it out to Courtney Williams, and Courtney Williams, again, the player that's excited in this moment after they advance the ball and on her head, gets the ball, shoots, not only makes the 3, but gets fouled for the and 1 by Sabrina Ionescu and sinks the free throw afterwards. So now they went from like they're just trying to tie to now they're up by a point with like 5.5 seconds left. And then it gets messy. So they're coming down and the defense has been tight all game long, but there's a scuffle on an inbound or play or a pass, and it's not clear who it goes off of. It like in the moment, it looked to me like it went off Nafisa Collier. And then upon review on like the Jumbotron or the replay, you can see that it actually slightly goes off of Brianna Stewart's foot and it goes out of bounds. So it's actually off Stewie. Lynx should get the ball back with 5 seconds left and up by a point. However, the refs not knowing what the call was, and they don't want to be the decider, not knowing because it was so fast. And then obviously in slow-mo replay, it's obvious to us. As a ref, I don't fully blame them for this. Like, they could have confidently made a call and it would have been 50-50 if they were right or wrong. But I think a jump ball actually was probably the right call here from their point of view. Not if you don't have a clear call, that's what you have to do. However, my question then is, if we have to go to a jump ball with 5 seconds left to go in a finals game, why is it not just automatically reviewed? Someone should be reviewing it. It should be like NFL has like, New York, and they can review plays and crunch moments. Like, and apparently they had this rule, the NBA or WNBA before, and they got removed. And so now you have to challenge in order to apparently, but I don't know if you can challenge a jump ball. So it's all a mess. And regardless, what ends up happening is it goes to a jump ball, and the Lynx, I don't know if intentionally or not intentionally, they have Courtney Williams commits a fault during the jump ball, so that it actually just goes back to Liberty, so they can try to inbound it with less time, and Lynx can set up their defense, because they don't want the scramble play and the Liberty make it and they lose because they're only up by 1 point. A two pointer with Jonquel and Stewie in the game, like that's not far fetched. So they inbound it. Stewie goes to take a shot. In my opinion, clearly looks like she was fouled, although people are saying, oh, they were straight up. I mean, she's in between Alana Smith and Fee Collier. Her arms are getting hit, whatever. Ball goes out of bounds. They give it a Liberty again. So Liberty go from 2 out of bounds plays on the sideline in a 5.5 second window, now to 1 second with the ball on the baseline. And they inbound to Stewie, and Stewie goes up, and they finally call a foul. The buzzer goes off, and it's so loud in there that the Lynx actually think they win, and they're running off, and Stewie thinks they lost. And then finally, the ref blows his whistle enough time comes in. It's like, on Stewie. So Stewie goes to the line, and she's 2 free throws away from just icing this thing, because there's like 0.8 seconds left. Makes the first free throw, misses the second free throw. Lynx get the ball, and they miss their shot. So now we're going to OT. So we're going to OT, and we would probably never be here if the call was fixed earlier on the out of bounds. If it was called accurately, Lynx ball, they probably, I mean, who knows what happens, but they probably just inbound the ball, there's a foul, and we go to free throws, and it just ends normally. So we go to the OT. Both teams are playing great defense and also not shooting well, but the Lynx look better in the scramble. They just look more comfortable just trying to run something off a feel at this point. The Liberty look just shell-shocked, and it's a complete reversal of the first quarter from the beginning of the game, pretty much of just demeanors of the teams. This kind of goes on for a couple baskets for the Lynx, and then finally, Jonquel Jones sinks a 3. And this just like opens the floodgates, because now Courtney Williams is coming down. She's hitting a 3. And Sabrina comes back and she's hitting a floater. And Courtney comes back and she's driving and hitting a 2. And then on the next Liberty possession, they miss, and the ball, there's like a scramble for the ball. And Courtney Williams gets it, and she tries to pass it out, and she passes it right into Sabrina Ionesco's hands. And Sabrina hits a 2. And the game's now we're back to 1 possession again. The game's super close. Lynx come back down, and Courtney Williams tries to go drive, and Stewie rejects her, just like wholeheartedly screams. Everybody's hyped. Everybody's pumped. Now, what's missed in this is during that rejection, the ball actually goes off of Courtney Williams' hands. So reverse of what happened last time, they just make the call, and it actually went off Courtney Williams' hand, and it should be the Liberty ball to come back down. However, it's just not what ends up happening. And there's not enough time to get a challenge in or whatever. And Sandy at one point was trying to like look back at her team and look for that call. Can't make it. And so ball gets inbounded. Nafisa Collier makes a really tough shot, a really awesome, tough shot. And then the Liberty come down, and they can't finish. And the Lynx walk away with the biggest of upset wins based on how the game started, based on how far down they were. Home court, Liberty are rested. The Lynx are coming off, 1 game rest because they had to play a game 5. Liberty have been rested this entire time. And yeah, they just snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. This team is wild, because the Liberty have so many mismatches. They look so good. And when they're clicking, when they're playing right, they look amazing. The ball movement's great. It doesn't look like they can be stopped. It looks like Jonquel Jones and Stewie are using cheat codes. But because the Lynx have so many 3-point threats, because they have players like Courtney Williams, they're just exude confidence, because they have, in my opinion, the actual most improved, best player that I wish was on the Fever roster still. I can't believe that no one was investing in her as a player, and now she's finally getting to shine. And Alana Smith, who had so many key plays during this game, combined with McBride keeping in it and Fee just being Fee. Like, wow. Like, if every game of the series is like this, I mean, I have no real dog in this fight. Like, I don't have a team that I am specifically rooting for. I just want to see good, exciting basketball and exciting moments. And this game delivered. It delivered on every bit. I'm actually really curious about the ratings for this game, just because knowing the crazy ending and the OT, usually that'll spike viewership and have people tuning in, because the word gets out. There's kind of like this, hey, what? I wasn't tuning in, but now I'm going to because I want to see the craziness. And yeah, this is one to talk about. This is gonna go down as one of those crazy games with crazy moments, crazy officiating calls, crazy plays. Like that Courtney Williams 3-pointer with the foul from Sabrina. If that ended the game, holy hell! But even then, that play is iconic. That pop off is iconic. Stewie, beating herself up over missing the free throws and them not being able to finish and win the game. She had a layup. They actually had a good look to try to win the game at the end, but just couldn't pull it through. So, man, what an exciting game. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite part of this was. Leave a like, leave a subscribe. It helps me a lot. Sorry, I haven't been putting out as much content. I'm getting ready to move. So just been kind of working on that stuff on the side. But man, this game was definitely worth it. Had to talk about it. I was so pumped as soon as the game ended. And I wanted to start making the video during the game because, I mean, I was losing my mind. I need to stream this stuff because this one, you would have seen me bouncing around the room and losing my mind because this game was just non-stop craziness, especially that last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter was absolutely insane, and OT delivered. So this series is delivering, and I can't wait for game 2. Remember, last but not least, you're going to be amazing today because you are amazing. Catch you next episode.